fastest show in sports.
The Miami Dolphins are the single biggest dumpster fire in the National Football League this year, and they proved it with their game against the Indianapolis Colts. And for Dolphins fans who have been watching this mess unfold now for 20 years since his team has won a playoff game, just listening to head coach Mike McDaniel after the game, and I swear, Mike, you got to pay attention here because I can see every fan sitting there going, what did he say?
In the National Football League, when you're -3 plus turnover on downs, you run into the kicker, you across the board, that's not a formula. And so that formula is for failure and nothing else. And I think, there was a lot of preparation for week one, and I don't think it looked it. What does that mean? That means that guys let week one and the bells and whistles of the season starting get the best of them. My job is to prevent that. I did my best, not good enough. So you have 2 games in 11 days, and that's what you do with it. The National Football League teaches tough lessons. I think we're a much better team than we played today, or than we displayed today, but that doesn't matter either. You have to play good football. So when you play bad football, you have 20 minutes less of time of possession. You don't take the ball away. You don't put them in the offense in negative situations. You don't take care of the ball. It's a young team having to learn some very hard lessons, and that's what the league's about.
Mike McDaniel looks like the guy who failed to get on the cast of The Big Bang Theory. I mean,
Ed, we just lost all our audience. That clip could have been half as long. Look, when I started getting into broadcasting and doing some stand-up, whatever, whether I was doing amateur stand-up comedy, whether I was speaking into a microphone on any level, even when I was in, I think, persuasive speech class in like college, you have to give a persuasive speech about something. The first thing they criticized was my you-knows and ums. I got a lot of you-knows and ums. You're an NFL coach. You've got more you-knows and ums than the video coordinator. He looked like the equipment manager. He looked like the equipment manager had been sent to do the press conference. And I don't want to be a complete asinine. You got to be a tough guy. You got to be a real football coach. But I tell you what.
No, but that was embarrassing.
I mean, that was embarrassing. Mike McDaniel just seems to have the personality of a 3-minute egg. I can't get it.
He's got the personality of a nerd, some people would say, which is interesting.
Well, that's fine.
Which is interesting.
That's fine. There were a lot of cerebral people that won football games, but this guy, I don't know.
Because I use the word nerd in there, and guess what? Rex Ryan said exactly the same thing.
You were reacting strongly when Mike McDaniel was talking there. What were you reacting?
Yeah, what the hell is he talking about? Maybe he's on a different level, McGenius guy, whatever the hell he is, nerd boy. But anyway, their team has no respect for the coach. They play like that. They're like, come on, man, get us a dang guy in here. Where's the physicality of this team? What did you say?
They're soft. They're soft.
They're soft. I'm with you on that. Every part of their football team. They have tons of talent on this team. Daniel, we were talking, that's why you picked them to win? Because they have tons of talent. Yeah. They don't play with any passion or any smoke to them.
Their tape was a mess. And you could blame everybody.
I mean, there are people already going after Rex Ryan, and you could see the one guy on the desk was shaking his head as soon as Ryan called him nerd boy. You got people now who are going all after Rex Ryan. How dare you insult him that way? But wait a minute. I mean, I get why he's doing it, although Rex Ryan is the last guy that I would turn to for anything logical. He's a crappy coach to begin with, and he's just a hanger-on because he's one of these tough guys who gets out there and goes, let's get out there, snort, and let's go ahead and knock the battery off Robert Conrad's shoulder kind of guy. But he's, in essence, correct. I mean, this team is adrift. They're out there with no leadership whatsoever. The players obviously don't respect McDaniel or the coaching staff. That was the single worst complete game I've seen in the National Football League, Mike, in years. They got nothing right. If you're a Dolphins fan right now, you're basically heading to buy your tickets to go see the Miami Hurricanes play for the rest of the season. It's the only way you're going to get to see football in South Florida.
I'm not going to defend Mike McDaniel, but I found that clip that we put up on the account of a Miami Herald longtime reporter, Barry Jackson. And Barry Jackson is kind of, he would admit, a nebbish kind of guy. He's not.
Yes, he is.
He's very cerebral himself. And I think he probably was offended when he probably has a decent relationship with Mike McDaniel, somebody who covers the team. And when he hears Nerd Boy, it kind of it strikes a chord. And here's the deal. You don't have to be personal or anything. Like, I don't, who knows how much he motivates that team or not. They played poorly. He looked poorly in front of a microphone. I will say this: Rex Ryan's worse at his job than Mike McDaniel is at his. Rex Ryan is the son of the greatest defensive coordinator in the history of the National Football League that won the Chicago Bears the 1986 Super Bowl, and Mike Ditka was pretty much the figurehead. And I'll tell you what, I will tell you what, right now, Rex Ryan wants to do the chin strap nation. I'm a tough guy. You don't know how to coach.
But that's
you got Mike McDaniel has one way to do that. He prepare his team the right way and come out and win football games. If he can't do that, then Rex Ryan and everybody who says that he has the personality of a washcloth, he's free game. So all right. So I if I'm the owner, who I don't like either. Is it still Roth's?
Oh, geez, you're getting into a whole other side of these things. But get to Stephen Roth.
Like if I'm that guy, and like I give McDaniel maybe 4 more. I give him the quarter mark of the season, 4 games.
Well, what they'll probably do is they'll get to the bye week,
or almost 5 games now.
It's anymore. It's always the bye week is when this stuff happens. But Stephen Ross is part of the problem because he not only put Mike McDaniel there, he put Chris Greer in there, the general manager, who's been there and had 0 success in the playoffs. Look, as I said, this team hasn't won a playoff game since 2000. They've been in 2 of them under McDaniel. One they lost by 3. A second one they got blown out. They've not looked good. Those were wild card playoff games. So he really hasn't delivered. Look, in the National Football League, Mike, you'll agree with me on this. The idea is not to go 10-7 every season. The idea is to get in the playoffs, win in the playoffs, win the Super Bowl. You win 10 games, nobody gives a crap. You got to get out there and win. And McDaniel hasn't done it. He's lost the team. He's got a quarterback right now that is 1 concussion away from basically being a living vegetable. You've also got Tyreek Hill there, who just can't wait to piss somebody off because he's got an ego bigger than the stadium itself. And you got a fan base that's sick and tired of the bullshit because they simply just want to see a competitive team. And they're not getting one. And Ross is the guy who put him there. Ross is the guy who's worth billions of dollars, and he's the one that cost this team 2 draft picks because he tampered during the Tom Brady issue. And basically the National Football League had to come down and hammer down on him. That's an owner.
And he didn't even get Tom Brady, you idiot.
Didn't get Brady, and what did he get for it? He got some talent, but not much at all. This is the single, and this is, again, hyperbolic indeed. I'll go with you if you want to call me on this. But this is the worst run franchise in the National Football League right now. They're worse than even the Cleveland Browns, who at least are trying to do something, and worse than the Raiders, whom I can't stand, or even the New York Jets. This is the Dolphins. This is a team that's supposed to be good, Mike. They suck. And I mean, there's nothing that can cloud it whatsoever that can cover it up.
Who do they got this week?
I haven't even looked at the schedule.
Salvation in the NFL is always
1 game
4 or 5 days away. So like if they were 1-1 this time next week, he's not a topic right now.
Well, so, I think he probably still is a topic because we're going to find out what team is the real team here. And if you got all summer long to prepare, and he even said it where he talked about failure, if you've got that long to prepare and you come out of the box in the first game of the year and you look that bad, that's a coaching issue. The coaches are there that didn't prepare this team. The players didn't give a crap what the coaches told them. They came out and they were soft. It's exactly right. They were soft. And even if they win big in the next game, everybody's going to be worrying about when this team implodes again.
I'll tell you what's soft right now is my desire to do the rest of this show with you. You hateful Dolphins fan, you. Go ahead.
That's all, folks.